Well, it's a good thing we came back and stopped on this one because I just realized we don't have this dimensioned yet. So let's right click, go to dimension type, change that to diameter so we know that's the right size drill bit to grab from that. Okay, let's keep going. Back to place views, new sheet. We're going to add in, what do we do next? The tray supports, right? Okay, that'd be tray side. Open. This one we are going to need to see two different pieces too, and 1-to-1's way too big. So let's do a third and see if that'll fit. Yeah, that'll do. And we'll say okay. I want this view to have the projected view of the isometric. So I clicked that first, click projected, moved it up there, double click this, make that shaded, say okay. We're going to scoot that down a wee bit so it stays inside the border. Scoot this down. I guess it's connected to this one now, so we can see it alright. D is for dimension on your keyboard. Do that. And we're going to say this whole thing is 18 inches. We only care about going from the bottom of that to the top of this, that it's a 1/2 inch, because that's where we're going to set the router table up to. And from the bottom to top of this is how thick we need to cut it. That 1/2 inch should be, come on, oh, I guess that is the first one. Alright, so this 3.5 needs to move. Come on, 3.5. There we go. Alright, then we're going to dimension from top to bottom there. It's going to be a 1/4 inch. That tells us what router bit that we need to grab. Of course, you're not going to tell me where it's at. Why would you? Okay, there we go. And do we really need the thickness? No, but we have the view here, so we're going to say that's 3/4 inch thick, and that we're going to cut in with the router 5/16 inch deep. Hit escape a couple times, grab your 5/16, drag it to the other side so it's not overlapping with the 1/4. So we're going to use a 1/4 inch straight end mill bit router, and we're going to set the depth to be 5/16, and we're going to cut these to where it's a 1/2 inch away. There you go. Alright, so this one's all finished, except we don't have a name. Go to annotate, text, right here, type in your name. Make sure you spell your own name right. This is the tray. Has it right here for me. Tray side. Okay. So we have the length, we have the height, we have the width, we have all the dimensions to make the other stuff. We're ready to place a new view. New sheet. The next thing that we made was the tray bottom, right? We're getting down towards the end here. Tray bottom is here, and we want to see a top view of it. That's where it looks like a rectangle. That looks good. We'll show what a 3D view of it looks like, an isometric view. We'll say OK. We want this to be shaded, so I double click on the red box. I click on the check to make it shaded and say OK. D for dimension. And I say this is 18 inches long, 8 3/8 inches wide. Right click, say OK. This seems a little small. We'll make this, yeah, it's that weird scale again. Don't do that to me. Make that a 1/3 scale as well. Okay. Move this out. You may have to readjust these thingamathings. There we go. And there you go. Back to annotate, text, right here. Mr. Thorn. Put your own name, not my name. And this is the tray bottom. It tells you what it is if you named it correctly. Right click, say OK. We only have one more piece left. Let's go to place views, new sheet. 2 pieces left. We have 2. So one of those is the top rail. And yeah, I guess it wouldn't hurt to have that view. let's make sure this is a 1/3 view. We'll put a little guy over here and then the 3D view over here. So this is showing that it's rounded on just the 2 sides out of 4. Make that one shaded. And we do need to know that this is 18 inches. That from top to bottom here is 1 inch. And I am going to make a note here that this is a radius of 1/4 inch. If I double click this, I can add text and say on, I'm just say it's times 2. That's a more standard note anyway. So you should note it's only on that one side. Times 2 is in reference to the fact that it's there and there. You have it twice, 2 times. It doesn't mean multiply 1/4 by 2. That would be ridiculous. Go to annotate, text, put in your name, and we called this top rail. Okay, now we're almost done. Now we have one more view. Go to Place Views, New Sheet, Base. The last thing is the tray divider, which is there. And that is the right orientation, but it's way too small. Make that 1/3 again. We'll put another one there. Put the ISO up there. Make this one shaded. This is 7 3/4 by, oh, don't want that to happen. Go back to dimension, click the top line, click the bottom line. It'll tell you the number in between them. There you go, maybe. Haha. And same as the last one. I'm going to say that times 2. Okay. Let's annotate. Put some text on here. There's my name. This is the tray divider. And I am going to go back to just a couple of these with the last couple seconds we have left. That one looks good. That one looks good. This one, I'm going to say right here to dimension. Times 3. So it's noted it's not that 4th side. And this, because it's fillets everywhere, I'm going to go back to text, and right here in this little space, I'm going to say note, fillet all sides 1/4 inch. I'm going to change the word sides to surfaces. Yeah, okay, whatever. Make it a diagonal fraction. All edges. That's even better. All edges 1/4 inch except bottom. Okay. So it's saying everything on here, that little hole for your fingers, everything but this little flat part here on the bottom, leave that alone. Cool. And actually, we're just going to click that, right click, say copy, come back into sheet 2, right click, go to paste. We'll put that again here. I'm just going to double click it and take off the except bottom part. Yeah, that's fine. Make my fractions look pretty. Fillet all edges 1/4 inch, and that's going to be the top and the bottom and the finger holes there too. Perfect. I think we can call this good. Next video, I'm going to show you how to turn it into me.